So today is the day. Lauren and I last night stayed in a cabin in North Georgia, and now we are headed out, and this morning we're going to go to breakfast, and then we're going to go to Amicalola Falls State Park to check in, and then we'll head to Springer Mountain, and it'll be on. So, a few steps ago, I just touched foot onto Springer Mountain, and now every step I take is a step towards Maine. All 5 million of them. I've got a sappy and emotional moment coming at you right now, but a few minutes ago just said goodbye to Lauren in the Springer Mountain parking lot, and said a prayer before we left, gave her a big hug and a big kiss. And if there's anything that I've learned, it's that the decision of choosing a person to marry is probably the most important decision you can make in life. And so much of the support and the encouragement and the motivation to do this has come from her. And she is a special woman. And Lauren, I love you so much. One of the cool things about Hawk Mountain Shelter, where I'm going to stay tonight, is that it's actually really close to a military installation here in the Cherokee National Forest where Army Rangers train. How do I know that? Because last year, Lauren and I were staying at Hawk Mountain Shelter, and in the early evening, we were startled by machine gun fire off in the distance. And then throughout the night, heard more and mortar shells. Kept us up for a little bit, but this year, if I hear those at night, nothing to be afraid of. Just America's finest, training to do what they do best. So I have my first of many trail world problems. Not first world problems, trail world problems. So I was thinking about making dinner. And I was thinking about my stove, I was thinking about my pot. And then all of a sudden, I said to myself, the one thing you forgot to get at Rite Aid this morning when you got the final items was a lighter. I know there's some other people down there, and so hopefully I can bum a lighter off one of them. Starting out day 2 on the trail, and if I do say so, my hair looks pretty good for having no comb and no brush. So that's a positive. But had a good night at Hawk Mountain last night. Woke up several times throughout the night to a chorus of owls that were screeching, but that was good. But had about 25 people there, a lot of people. And then today, looking to do probably about 10 miles to a place called Ramrock Mountain, a good stealth campsite that has a beautiful overlook. I'll see you on the trail. So, I was just walking along and had what I'll call my first trail craving. It's only day 2, so it's not like I've been away from real food for that long. But I was just walking along, and then all of a sudden the only thought in my mind was, man, I could go for some gummy bears right now. Not gummy worms, not sour gummy, just a handful after handful of gummy bear. And so, you know, the first chance I get, I'm going to get some gummy bears. So I got caught in this a few minutes ago, and now it's hailing. Welcome to the Appalachian Trail. So, got to experience my first rain and hailstorm. Got caught in it, but thankfully was only about 1 mile from Gooch Mountain Shelter. So went there and took cover, and a guy named Chad has packed a skillet, and he was making pancakes for people. And there were probably 15 to 20 people taking shelter there, but that warm pancake, man, filled my belly. Felt good. Good morning. Beautiful morning on day 3 out here, and you can see the lovely view from Preacher's Rock that is so wonderfully ruined by all the clouds. But it rained last night, rained all night into the morning, packed up in the rain. And then you can see my wet socks on my backpack from yesterday. But at least last night, no hail. So Matt, what's on the itinerary for today? Well, we started out our day with an ascent of Preacher's Rock, and then are now in the midst of a 3-mile descent. The big kahuna for the day is Blood Mountain, the tallest point in Georgia. And what makes it especially tough is that following this 3-mile descent, it begins about a 3-mile ascent where large ascent, small descent, large ascent, small descent, large ascent, small descent to the base of the mountain. And then it's a 7/10 of a mile ascent up to the tallest peak in Georgia. Up here on the top of Blood Mountain, it is a beautiful view out there, and got up here, took about a 40-minute siesta. Now I'm on my way down to Neels Gap and Mountain Crossing Outfitters. So I always want to end every video with a little time of reflection, and I want to do that through thorns and roses. Something we used to do on old scouting campouts to reflect on the end of the day. A thorn is something maybe bad that happened to you. A rose is something good, and then a bud is something that you're looking forward to. And so for the last 3 days, my thorn is saying goodbye to Lauren, and I love her and I miss her every day. My rose is just a lot of the beautiful vistas, and especially Blood Mountain. And that was kind of like, there's going to be a lot of tough climbs, and that was the first of many, but it's good to get a victory under the belt. And then my bud, I'm just looking forward to tomorrow and every day that I get to take steps out here on this beautiful footpath. I hear cars, and I see a beautifully paved road, and you know what that means? Neels Gap and Mountain Crossing Outfitters.
So it is currently 7:40 in the morning. We are on our way to get some breakfast before we head to Amicalola to check him in and where we'll get on the trail. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling excited. Got some butterflies, a little nervous. There's some rain in the forecast today, so why not just break out your rain gear on day 1?
Woo!
But it's going to be a really good day.
So what will you miss the most?
I will miss going to bed and waking up in a nice, warm, comfy bed next to you. I'll miss running water from a hot shower every day. And I think I'll miss other things like toilets and refrigerators and stoves and pantries, you know, those kind of things.
Yeah, I would miss those too. So what will you not miss?
Nashville traffic, business casual, Microsoft Excel. Those are 3 pretty big things that I will not miss.
But you'll eat. So after breakfast, we're driving to Amicalola and checking you in. What happens after that?
So then we'll drive to the Springer Mountain parking lot, and we'll hike 0.9 miles back to the start of the Appalachian Trail at Springer Mountain, and then we'll hike 0.9 miles back to the parking lot, and then I'll do another 8.8 to Hawk Mountain Shelter. You now, what are you going to do for the next 5 months?
I'm gonna live it up and have a party with my girlfriends.
What are you really going to do for the next 5 months?
Well, in 2 weeks, I'm going to London with my family. And June, I'm working a whole lot. July, I have another girls trip planned to go to the beach for our 25th birthdays. And in August, I'll start school.